drive. That's good. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. Orioles won. We're now officially 2-0 for the season. Woo woo. Leaving the parking garage now. Paid way too much for parking, but this is the garage I like. But yeah, we won. I think the final was 13-4. I think it was. Unless if they scored and I wasn't paying attention. I'll let y'all fight that one out. I was going to be nice, but when there's two people, I don't want to be the reason why they crash. Nope, just walk out into the roadway, lady. Yeah, I know. I can use my eyes and try not to hit people. Alright, and out on the road. I got to leave the direction I wanted to leave. Woo! Anywho, howdy y'all. Just left the Orioles game. It was an excellent game. Watched it with Coolest Drivers Maryland. Yeah, dude, just please T-about me. That'll be awesome. Come on, folks. Right out loud. What are you doing? God damn. That was painful. That jersey tags too, so that should explain it. T. Yep, let's plug in. We can't go anywhere. We see these people are all jammed up. Association press. They got traffic traffic directors even at the parking garages this year. I don't know if it's just because this is opening day weekend and they're expecting a lot of people or whatnot, but it's actually nice. Oftentimes it gets gridlocked down here. Nah, it's First Mariner. It'll always be First Mariner Arena. That's what I grew up with, so it will forever be First Mariner Arena. But that's not the stadium that the Orioles play at. The Orioles play at Camden Yards, which has been there since 1992. And then before then, they played out Memorial Stadium, which was a combo stadium, where it was both baseball and football. It's where the Baltimore Colts played up until they moved in the middle of the night. I wasn't even around then, and I'm salty about it. I think the thing that ticks me off the most about that is how they took the Baltimore Super Bowl wins with them, even though they should have remained in Baltimore. They could have moved the whatchamacallit, but yeah, whatever. Crap, since we're in the city, I'd like to be able to hear if there's any sirens. But yeah, so the Orioles won. Just figured I haven't done one of these, and since the last stream I did was the other day regarding the FSK bridge collapse, and I wanted to do something a little bit more upbeat and not depressing. So at least so far it looks like this year something good's happened. That's attractive, dude. Come on, go. Beep, you're gonna hit the pylon. He actually did. No, he didn't. It was close though. Yeah, things were a little bit hectic down here, especially on Thursday. Thursday was opening day for the Orioles, and it was hectic. I mean, traffic was gridlocked. Like, it wasn't anything like it is right now. Right now, this is actually not bad compared to how it was the other day. I mean, the other day, we didn't get out of stop and go traffic until probably Reed Street here on Charles Street. And I probably know the person in front of me because their tags as Irish. I bet you that. But that kind of tag number, I can almost guarantee that they probably are affiliated with the Irish Charities Maryland, which I'm not directly affiliated, but I have relatives that are, and thus I kind of become unofficially affiliated and help out at special events and stuff like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen that tag before at some events. So, hi, random person that I probably know that I have no idea who you are. Because I don't know who has that car. Can't block that. Baltimore streets. You go 1, maybe 2 blocks, and then you get stuck at another red light. Come out to one of my favorite places here in Baltimore, which is the Washington Memorial. This was actually built before the one in D.C. I think this one has like 7 or 8 years on the one in D.C. Although it looks like it's lit up in purple on camera, I can assure you it is not purple. It is lit up in normal colors. I don't know why it shows up as purple on both my dash camera and this camera apparently, but it is white light. I guess it's probably LED, and for some reason the LED just doesn't like the camera or whatever. Or the camera doesn't like the LED light that it puts out. City needs to fix this stretch of road. It's 2-lane. You can see the original paint markings, but they're so freaking faded. The left lane, I think, was supposed to be left, unless if they changed it. They could have changed it. I don't know. But the lines are still there, even though they're super faded. I'm assuming the left was probably for left turn only and all that other good stuff. Something weird going on right there. And we got a double parker up ahead. Force us all over in one lane. Me over. Of course, you're gonna start moving. I'm not letting you over. Go fuck yourself. Now you just turn right from the left lane. Beautiful. I'm just gonna steer this lane. Fuck it. That's all I know. That's an old ass ambulance. But you know, that was a really good game. The past 2 games have been really good games. The Orioles have actually scored more than 10 runs each game. I think yesterday was 12, today was 13. And it got a little hairy there towards the end, but because we were so far ahead, they pulled out a lot of our top players out and they let them rest. Why are you coming over in my lane, my guy? You're a little too close there. You're like matching my speed. Please don't do that. I hate when people do that. Good old University of Baltimore. My alma mater times 2. In all honesty, if you live in Maryland and you're looking to go to school, I highly recommend the University of Baltimore. It's where I went for my bachelor's and master's degree. It is the best kept secret in the state of Maryland. Not to be confused with the University of Maryland, Baltimore. This is the University of Baltimore. It's a very excellent school, very inexpensive for in-state students. Like very inexpensive, as in if you compare like College Park and stuff like that. This place is excellent. are people just so rude? Oh, Jesus. It's not bad. It's not too bad if you straddle the lane. It's about to become bad because I'm not forced. City really needs to fix these damn lights. There's no reason why one should go green and then one goes red. You know, they always say like, oh, people shouldn't be driving. You know, it's polluting the earth. Yada yada yada. Well, this is what causes pollution. People having to go, you know, accelerate, decelerate, accelerate, decelerate. They were able to just maintain the speed for longer than a block. You know, their vehicles will be running a lot more efficiently and wouldn't be just having to stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. The whole stop and go motion is what slows people, or is what wastes gas. And it also wastes gas when people don't do the speed limit. Just 30 miles an hour here. Don't have your lights on. That guy's got illegal weapons. Those are. I can hear dirt bikes in the distance. Now the question is, where are they? Are they going to cross paths with us and make us miss the lights more, or what? We'll see how, I just saw that comment. We'll see how quiet, or how Light Street gets redone. I mean, I shouldn't say, well, it is getting redone. We'll see how things are, because the city has to vote on it. And, personally, I'm not a fan of what they want to do to downtown. I'm really not. I feel like downtown, oh, nice. Dingleberry just turned to the complete wrong lane. I'm not really a fan of what they want to do. All right, dude, we can get out the bike lane now. Because I feel like that I truly feel that that area needs to be open like it is now, and not be built up and be buildings and people not be able to see the harbor. That was kind of the whole point of how they initially revitalized it back in the 80s. And or 70s, whenever it was. Jesus Christ, Pennsylvania figured life out. Another car that's been driving with house lights on, do the same thing. But I feel like tear down and redo the pavilions, and do something similar to that, but keep the area open primarily. Keep it like an open, I don't want to say boardwalk, but boardwalk-ish. Allow people to do maybe a pop-up festival or something down there. Do stuff to bring people down there. It's like one of the things that they do during the wintertime that I enjoy. We actually went for the first time last year. Or no, sorry, second time I've been there. Is the German Christmas market. That was something really neat to go check out and see and stuff like that. Now, if they did more things like that downtown during the other months, like Artscape, I don't see why they couldn't do Artscape downtown and do it down there and let people walk around the harbor. Then they wouldn't have to worry about shutting down all of Midtown, cause traffic nightmare. I had to put up with it for 6 years. I'm allowed to complain about it. It genuinely would become dangerous at times because people would freak out when they're driving. Traffic would become gridlocked and snarled because they would start shutting down roads like a week in advance. I've literally had people turn around and go against oncoming traffic on one-way streets and drive down the bike lanes and shit because they couldn't handle being stuck in a traffic jam. And I'm one of those people too. I'll say this. When it comes to, special... What are you doing? Like, for Christ's sake, Pennsylvania. You do know you could have made... Oh, Jesus Christ. If you don't know where the fuck you're going... Jesus Christ. Good Lord. We are in the age of GPSs. It's not hard to know where you're going. The only place I will give the excuse to people is Washington, D.C. because of how convoluted their streets are. Because I've been in a boat where your GPS has you merge on the fucking 695 and then you have to jump all the way over to the left lane to take the exit. And you have to do it within 500 feet. So DC's the only place that gets a pass for people having to do for not knowing where the fuck they're going, even with GPS. Baltimore not so much, because Baltimore is for the most part a grid system, except when you start getting up here, start having a little bit more windy roads like this one. But for the most part, it's a grid system still. What time is it? It is after 7 o'clock. I'm making my right turn on red. Bitches and hoes. Guess what? It's a right turn. It's classified as a right turn. Wouldn't be considered a right turn if it didn't have the signs. So there's going to be cars parked here, so I got over. Yep, there he is. There's a couple. Of course, that didn't help me because I got stuck at this light. No. But But anyway, going back on my tangent about the Inner Harbor and stuff, I really would like to see them, for the most part, keep it relatively the same, but, tear down the pavilions and redo them, or do something similar. I truly believe that area should still remain open and, like, walkable, and let people enjoy it. I don't want to see condos there. I don't want to see apartments there. There's plenty of other buildings downtown that can be renovated and turned into that type of mixed use. It's just people don't want to put up that money. They would rather build something brand new and not, redo one of the office buildings down there. It's that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. I would like to see them do something like that. I don't want to see them completely, build giant buildings and stuff down there and ruin the whole view of downtown. It just doesn't sit well with me. But I don't really have a say in it. I'm not a Baltimore City resident, so I don't really have a say in it. That's just my humble opinion from the county folk. I know a lot of people down here get all upset when people from the county voice their opinion on stuff, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying people down, that live in the county have an absolute say in what happens down here. But in some regards, they should have a little bit of an influence. I only say that because a lot of people from the county come down here to spend money, visit hotel or stay at hotels, stay at, eat in restaurants, visit downtown, go to the Inner Harbor, and go to the, arena and stuff like that. That's just the. So that's a little bit of my 2 cents, but I also respect their wishes. It's the same thing can be said about Westminster and Hampstead, Carroll County in general. That guy just turned down the wrong way. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I don't know. I think he did, but I don't know. I was driving these roads every night. I had them memorized, but now that I don't drive down here every freaking day, I used to do that every day. When I was going to the University of Baltimore, I used to take this way home every day. I truly and utterly, and still do, hate 695, or 83 specifically. 695 I can tolerate. 695 really isn't that bad, but 83, oh my god, I don't know what it is about 83 down here in the city, man, but people just lose their minds. It's not as bad since they put the speed cameras in, but it's still just, I hate dealing with the people on 695. It was easier just to take surface streets, since Lake Falls Road used to end right down there. I'd sometimes would take Falls Road all the way in. Sometimes I would come this way. I also think it's important for people to, explore a little bit, find different ways to get places, because you never know when you might find yourself in a traffic jam and don't know how to get somewhere, and that's pretty much how I started taking these surface streets. And I was running late to school one day, traffic went haywire, and it was one of those classic moments where pretty much anything that could go wrong was going wrong that morning. Thankfully, the day ended up not being that bad, but I was running late. It was a test day, so I had to be down at school. It wasn't like, well, I'm just going to be late this class and suck it up or whatever. It was, I had to be there on time. the entire highway was like at crawl and standstill. So I ended up calling Mama MD and was just like, I need your help to get me to class, and she directed me how to get down there pretty easily. And I started taking like Maryland Avenue and stuff in the city, or I would stay on Falls Road, take Falls Road all the way down. If, it just depended on how I felt that day. And about which route I would take. And even now, I prefer taking this way in and out of the city. It doesn't feel as chaotic and like stressful, especially when you don't have to deal with all the speed cameras. And because people are still want to do 65, 70 on 83 in the city, you can be in the far right lane and have your cruise control set at 55, 5 over the limit, not enough to trigger the camera. People will still get right on your ass and just ride it and get pissed off at you because you don't want to get a, what is it, $75, I think is what the city charges, $75 ticket. It's like, I've already had to pay Baltimore City, $53 because I misread the parking sign. I don't need to give them another $75 when I don't need to. That's the only ticket I've ever gotten in my life, was a freaking $53 parking ticket because I accidentally parked in a residential parking only. Completely misread the sign. I don't know what, I guess I don't really have dyslexia, but I guess my dyslexia kicked in or whatever, and just completely misread the sign. And was like, oh yeah, it's good to park here, parks there. Got a parking ticket. And of course, I parked right in front of the freaking sign. When I went back and watched dash cam footage later, you could see how the lady literally, she writes my ticket, takes a picture of my car, and then turns and takes a picture of the sign. She didn't even have to move. And it's like I got back, saw a ticket. I was all pissed off. I'm like, what do you mean I got a ticket? Then I sat there and really looked at the sign. I'm like, that was fun. I wasn't the only one that got hit though. But yeah, I was not happy. And it wasn't like I was not happy at the city. I was not happy at myself for misreading the sign like an idiot. That just goes to show that I am not perfect by any stretch of imagination, folks. Yeah. I did hear some good news regarding the Key Bridge, though. So the news has reported that a couple of the cranes that are supposed to help out have already arrived, including the big one that can lift up to 1,000 tons. Which that to me is just like, holy crap! That crane has showed up, and a couple of others. They announced that they are planning on the eastern side of the span to get that side opened up, and that they'll have that all ready and good to go. Yeah, but stay there. Don't drink and drive, please. But yeah, it's been interesting. 695, which is no longer in a whole state. I just still can't get over that. I really can't. I know a lot of other people feel the same way. It's just still so hard to believe that the freaking key bridge is just gone. Every single person I know didn't believe it when they first saw that. You don't have to wrap your ass or go around the corner of Mercedes. Photo enforced construction zone. Set my cruise control to 55. I just passed those people like they're standing still. Let you get over, Mr. Simo. Now that you're over, put my blinky light on, so you want me over. You want me over? My dude. Thank you, Flash. Well, apparently I should stay over here because our water's going down. So pass me truck. So down. They're flying away a little bit. I don't play in camera zones. Granted, I don't really play in construction zones in general. It's the only time I use cruise control. It's like in this kind of traffic area and like 83 down the city. Otherwise, I don't use cruise control. I just don't like it. Especially after, last year we had the incident where 6 construction workers were killed because 2 people were going freaking over 100 miles an hour in a construction zone. Like, just doing it. And the one guy at first didn't understand why he was getting charged with, causing with his part in the crash. Which to me just blows my mind. Like, I really don't get how that happens. Spots that the camera sits. I think they usually sit left. Although that might be where they sit. This is how they have the shoes go off. Camera's right here. Coming out of the construction zone momentarily. I get closer. Oh, got a car on the shoulder. For those of you who don't know yet or haven't seen it, Maryland law now requires you to move over for any vehicle that displays hazard lights like that. If they're on the shoulder, they require it. It's not just for police cars, fire engines, or tow trucks, anything like that anymore. It is now any vehicle that has flashing yellow lights and or other warning devices such as cones, the warning triangle, flares, anything like that. You are now legally required to move over a lane that is not immediately adjacent. And if you are unable to safely and or legally move over, you are required to reduce your speed. Now, the law doesn't specify how much you have to reduce your speed, but you have to reduce your speed to a speed that is reasonable, prudent, under the speed limit. My general recommendation when it comes to that is 10 miles an hour or more under the limit if it is safe to do so. I do add that because I do know and I understand that I've been in that boat where people will be getting right up on your freaking ass and you can't slow down because if you slow down they will rear end the shit out of you. I have been in that boat and I completely understand that. But you still have to put in some sort of effort about it. You can't just be like, nope, no, well. Because that is not how that works at all. You're on 795, people are trying to do 795 miles an hour. So I can tell you, I'm going over the speed limit. That might watch this later, I'm not hogging the middle lane. That right lane turns into an exit only here in about a mile. So yes, all of us locals will be more than happy to chill in this lane so you don't have to try to fight to get over like that like these other cars are going to have to. It's easier to get over and just sit here now and deal with it later. People in this godforsaken state won't let you over. again, state law, gotta move over for cars with the hazards on. It's no longer just emergency vehicles, folks. That guy in front of me didn't slow down. Now he does. Now they're slowing down a lot. I know this is kind of the boring part of the stream because we're coming up on the Route 30, which is just going to be a 2-lane road, and then we'll probably ending it here soon. Probably next, 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, once I get back into town. Oh, excuse me. Now, why did they give that the protected turn when there's no car there? Same with the other side. There's no car on the other side either. There's no one turned, or at least I didn't notice someone turn. Someone did, I missed it. I'm not letting you over until you signal. Just saying. As far as I'm concerned. Definitely rained a lot more over here. Roads are so wet. Oh, but right here it looks very dry. You're breaking, bud. Or your lights is malfunctioning. I think your lights are malfunctioning. You're driving with 2 feet. Wearing out the brake pads. Those lights got bright. I don't know if it showed up on the screen or if the dash camera picked it up, but those lights came up. Got brighter after the outer. Either A, the car is experiencing electrical problems, which is being a howdy, I went to pass it. Or there's either somebody else is going on with that car. Brake lights just came on, so it's not as brake lights. Weird. Maybe a light bulb or something just burnt out. I think a lot of those European cars have that where, well, all the other lights are on. That's so weird. Why did they just come on so delayed? Unless he was driving without his lights on and finally turned them on or something. Yeah, that could be it. Those lights are annoying because they're as bright as regular brake lights. Whoa. biggest thing about here in the county. Remember, turn your high beams on and off. 500 feet when the car's coming at you, it's 300 feet when you're behind them. That's close. It was yellow. We're good. I probably could have stopped, but that was definitely one of those, like, am I too close, not too close, especially with the white road. I made it through, so I'm not too worried about it. Sportsman's Hall, although it's not owned by Sportsman anymore. It's owned by that big property conglomerate / gym people. They've been buying copper mines, by the way. They've been buying up a lot of property around here. They bought Cascade Lake after the dam failed. They bought North Carroll High School. They bought this. These people must be making some pretty good money somewhere. Although I am happy to see what they're doing to North Carroll. I mean, I don't think the county should have closed the school. But I'm happy to see that someone bought it and is using it for something good. It's now going to be like a big sports complex where people come to like do boxing matches, basketball, tournaments, all that type of stuff. And like I think if I remember correctly, they're renovating the upper level, turning it into like dorm rooms essentially. So the different teams and stuff can stay here. They don't have to go book hotels. They can stay on site, which is really cool in all honesty. I think that's a really nice idea. And we also had a couple of new factories and stuff, manufacturing places open up in town. Black & Decker used to have a very large facility there, and then they had cut that back to, I don't know exactly what they do now, but they still do some manufacturing there, but it's not like it was. I mean, way back in the day, they were a lot larger, and pretty much a huge portion of the town worked there. Then, when stuff started going overseas, just like everything else, they downsized it. Now they still, like I said, they still make some stuff there, but I don't know how much of the stuff they still make here. And then Penguin Random House, they just bought out the old Solo plant distribution center, so that's turning into a big, massive book center. They're going to be shipping out like books and everything. And then Fuchs just opened up. They were originally down in like Owings Mills, now they're up here. Ridge Engineering, they just expanded. They still have their original corporate headquarters, and then they just built a whole new building right next to it. Hans Pork and Beans, I don't know how far along they are, but they're supposed to be building a new facility over here somewhere, I'm assuming in the same area. So I'm happy to see that this town's getting a little bit more life back into it again. Oh yeah, and Joseph A. Banks. I always forget about them. This is their corporate headquarters. They actually used to have the factory, error store here in town. Oh my God, you could buy a $600 suit for, $150. It was beautiful. We never had to pay much for good stuff because it would always be something like, oh, they lost a button. It doesn't have a button on it. You would just take it to the cleaners, pay, $10 and have them put on new buttons. It was great. You buy a $600 suit for $150 because of something like that. God, I miss that. That was one of those stores I'm very sad to see close. So, well, if anyone's still watching or what comes back later or whatnot, stream's gonna be coming to an end here in a minute. Pulling to one of the parking spots down here, like I always do. God, I couldn't park where that truck is. That would drive me nuts. Granted, he might have curtains or something. It's light. I don't know if their management has to know that this light does this. So, alright, well, I'm gonna end the stream here. Make sure there isn't anything else. Nope, I don't see anything. Alright, cool. Well, I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks, guys, for watching. Let's go O's. Hopefully, if spring training shows anything, as a sign of anything, I should say, hopefully this is going to be a really good season for us. After 2021, it's been great. 2022, we were above 500 last year, AL East champions, and who knows? We'll see what happens this year. Anywho, have a good night. Bye.